We are going to talk to Rich, who's calling us from New York, listens on WHAZ. Hi, Rich. Thanks for calling. How can we help you today?
Yes, hi. Thank you for taking my call, and I feel honored to speak with everyone today. I've listened to the show a long time, and first-time caller.
Great.
So my situation is I'm involved with a woman who's considerably younger than me, and we've worked together. It's an unusual situation. I work at a food co-op as a cashier. She's a bagger. And so, like, once a week, she would come in and bag for, say, 3 hours. And we just kind of bonded and we really kind of got each other. And then after a year of just being casual and just in this situation, I asked her out to come to my Christmas Eve service. And she went, and we went to that, and afterwards we went out to eat, and then we got in the car, and then boom, we just started, kissing, and it just, it's just this like automatic chemistry thing just happened, and for the rest, way into the wee hours of the morning, it was bizarre, and then I noticed she was like dissociating, and we did the same New Year's Eve, and even went to a comedy club with her parents. Her parents are also customers of mine at the co-op, so I kind of know them. And then we took a break, and then she dissociated again. And to speed this up, I realized that she probably has a BPD just from watching videos about the symptoms and the signs of the borderline personality. And then, like 6 months later, we bumped into each other at the co-op. I went back to her, drove her back to her home where she lives with her parents, where she moved back in. And also, she told me that she was raped by her dad when she was younger. And now, after having lived on her own for 15 years, she's in her mid-30s. 71. It's a huge age difference. She now lives at home, and so we spent the afternoon in the backyard with our masks on, 6 feet apart. And then the next day she dissociated. And then this past weekend we did the text phone call marathon all day. And then right afterwards she said she can't handle it. So I'm very much emotionally involved with her, and feel that I guess my question is, about the trauma bond. Is the trauma, if this is what the attraction is, and that we're both, been dealing with my own trauma for most of my life. The question is, can you have a trauma bond connection with someone without them being the source of the trauma bond? It's like, I don't think we've abused each other and been involved that much to have the trauma bond, but we both have trauma in our life.
Okay.
Does that make
Nylan
sense?
and Jill? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Often people with chaotic, disorganized backgrounds connect over intensity, or connect over disorganization, or connect with randomness, or connect with hormones and chemistry, and it tosses everything into this disorganized jumble, plopped right there in front of you. Why? Because when we come from chaotic, disorganized homes, we don't regulate well. And so we can get pulled into things, and we lack the regulatory capacities to assess the wisdom, et cetera, et cetera. But if on a first date, all of a sudden you're making out like crazy, and it just goes on into the wee hours of the night, there's just a loss of capacity there to regulate. Now, I could see why you would perhaps be attracted, and that could be more romantic, obviously, because you care for the person and you're attracted to her. But I think the question is this a good choice? Mm-hmm. And we don't have time because the show is almost over, but obviously you're able to recognize a dissociative experience or an episode with her. And anytime a person is dissociating, whatever happened to create that dissociation is not healthy. So if intense connecting with texts, kissing, spending in time together, and she has these experiences, her well-being is really important. And to know that these encounters, even though you're emotionally attracted to her and perhaps in love with her, it's just not a good combination.
Mm-hmm. Right. I think it's destabilizing her. And Rich, the obvious thing, you're saying she was raped by her father. Well, you could be her father's age. Right. And so the fact that she's dissociating with you, she's still trying to work that out. And if anything, is reenacting it. So I think, I'm sorry for your heart, but I don't think it's wise to pursue a relationship, but more to encourage the help that she needs to work through her trauma and for you to work through your own trauma that's making you susceptible to this.
Right. And I appreciate you, Rich, having the insight and the and the care for her. I also don't want you to become her psychologist. You've used a lot of identifiers for her, and I just think if you want the best for her, you're going to kind of get yourself out of that loop so that she can seek some help. Because, and there's all kinds of questions I have about, if the dad was charged or, the safety issues there. I mean, there's so many things, and I certainly wouldn't want you to be set up for, some difficulty in the future. So we'll be praying for you. We're going to send you also a copy of the Restoration Bible. I think that can help as you continue on this healing journey.